Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So I'm going to make presentation about introduction. The root word of dal ainun in the word dakwah simply shows an invitation to a revealed message. Dakwah is interpreted to mean invitation to the way of submission and surrender to Allah. Da'i is a person who invites individual to understand Islam through dialogue. Our Prophet Muhammad SAW began his dakwah mission to spread the revealed knowledge from the individual stage to the massive level. Dakwah is not only to welcome the non-Muslim to join Islam, but also to understand the Muslim people to comprehend Islam effectively practice it. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala state in the Quran in Surah An-Nahl, ayah 125, the most effective way to understand the word of dakwah in Islam is by using the most lenient and beautiful words in their work. The background of project. We conducted this project on seeking and evaluating society opinion and mentality towards the 21st century dakwah approach. Because we realize nowadays there are so many controversial issues made by the Islamic preachers and da'i, including outside Malaysia. Next, our mission is to obtain the right and not biased data to achieve our project objectives. We hope our outcomes from the solution that we will be implementing after collecting the data can fix the misconception of society, mentality and perception on dakwah approach. Problem statement. The real dakwah approach, which based on Quranic teaching, rational approach, genuine advice, and successful debate, has been neglected by the Islamic preachers and da'i in this modern era. He doesn't implement Allah laws and teaching of Quranic in holistic way, which known as shumuliyah in Islamic perspective. Then they don't refer to the authorities when they don't sure about the message they spread to the society. Then, the act of prioritizing attention, popularity, likes, and followers through social media falls under Shirik association. Invitation of social media has influenced the preachers nowadays to involve in controversial issues such as rape, gay, etc. This has happened due to self-interest, where human beings apply the secular humanism ideology in their life. They chase for own popularity and put the religion behind in dakwah activities and playing God by manipulating the Allah laws on self-interest. They only apply Islamic value when giving speeches and social media, but in real life, they choose to not apply what they say, which is against the Islamic rulings.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Zatunisa binti Zain. As for plan and methodology, we have been used a mixed methods, which are Google form and interview. We have been asked a question to know about people's mentality on Islamic preachers nowadays, and we also found that there are some differences between the dakwah approach now and back then. There are 11 questions that we have been asked on the Google form to be answered by the public. And one of the questions are we asked about people impressions on the Islamic preachers nowadays. This question have been asked because we know that different people have different opinion and different impressions on Islamic preachers. Next question, we also ask people opinions towards the actions of bashing Islamic preachers, and this question have been follow-up questions to know if they are biased or not. The last one, we also conducted an interview towards the religious teachers to know his opinion about Islamic preachers nowadays. So that is from me. Thank you.
75% of respondents think that Islamic preachers nowadays do their job well in conveying dakwah, while 25% of respondents agree that Islamic preachers nowadays does not perform their amanah full of responsibility. Some of them stated that the preachers stood still even though they got bashed by people. This shows that they do not care what people will say to them because they have pure intention in spreading Islamic knowledge. Next, some of them also said that Islamic preachers nowadays manage to make many people interested and convert to Islam because of the way they are being more relaxed and less punitive. So many people are attracted to the gentleness used. This is actually what Prophet's dakwah approach has been a long time ago. They also said that we need to listen to their speech without focusing on who give the speech. We don't have right to judge human. It's Allah's job. Lastly, they also said that Islamic preachers nowadays make popularity as their God. Therefore, this will lead to minor shirk without they realizing it.
In diagram number 2, we show that 56.9% respondent agree with the statement that Islamic preachers nowadays only do their dakwah because of their self-own interest. Meanwhile, 43.1% did not agree with the statement. From this diagram, we can also see that in question number 6, the possibility for shirik can be happen among the Islamic preacher nowadays because of their money, prestige, and desire. The respondent that did not agree with the statement in question number 5 state that we cannot make an assumption about someone's intention. This shows that people nowadays has become jahiliyah because always make an assumption about someone else and they did not think truly. In diagram number 3, for question number 7, state that 47.1% respondents say that Islamic preacher is the one who responsible why people nowadays has bad impression toward da'i. Meanwhile, 42.9% respondents said that society is the one who should responsible why people nowadays had bad impression on Islamic preachers.
From this diagram, the probability of people becoming jahiliyah is big since they often make an assumption when the preachers are in controversy issue. They also said that society should change their expectation towards da'i because everyone make mistake. As Muslim, we should not punish or jump into conclusion. Furthermore, some of them said that there's so many people took them as an example, so they are expected to be perfect. But we must know that the responsibility of preaching is the common to all Muslims because everyone is the caliph, not only for the people who have a title.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Nurul Arlina binti Roswanwahi. So, I will continue our group presentation on our solution and outcome. We have come out with a solution by creating 2 informative posters to fix people's misconception on Islamic preachers nowadays through social media platform. The first poster was on how to be a wise social media users. In this poster, we mention and explain on disadvantages of spilling the tea culture. As we realize, the netizens nowadays are tend to spread fake news, comment bad words in someone's post, and also doing God job without realizing it, such as judging people based on their bad attitudes. Besides, we give steps to the netizen to break this unhealthy spilling the tea culture, such as learn to see good things in people, don't leave negative comments as it may be depressing for someone, and many more suggestions in this poster. Next, the second poster was on who is da'i, are not we all? In this poster, we shared the meaning and the actual roles on being a da'i. Because from the data that we analyzed, we found that most of the respondents have bad impressions on Islamic preachers nowadays. Therefore, from the solution, which is posters that we spread in social media, we have received a lot of opinions and feedbacks, as we have reached more than 300 likes and comments on the post. Some was positive responses and a few was negative responses, but we take this to improve our project in the future. For an example, some of the viewers has suggested us to improve our editing skills and choice of word in the poster. Then, we have distributed a Google form to the viewers to evaluate the effectiveness of our poster. As an overview from the Google survey, most of the respondents agreed that our poster has successfully gained them new knowledge on how to be a wise social media user. Moreover, most of the respondents agreed that their misconception on Islamic preachers has changed a lot when they read our posters. I can conclude here that our project solution through posters was successful as we get responses and attentions from the viewers.
To conclude this project, it is crucial and it's really important. As a human being, we should always reflect to everything that we said or everything that we did in front of people or even in a platform, in a media platform, because all these things will affect the perspectives of someone to us in any way. Moreover, prioritizing only the worldly methods will only lead us to the things we wanted, we desire, and not what we needed. We often hear, do what makes you happy, do the things that benefits you. No, that's actually a trap. So what should we do? Each and every one of us should portray a good character as Muslims, whereby everything that we do, decision making or even, choosing something, should be based on the teachings of Quran and the Sunnah, so that we could help in creating a better society and lessen the unsolved problems, because better things came from the teachings of Quran and Sunnah. As Allah mentioned in the Quran, in Surah Al-An'am, verse 82, it is only those who are faithful and do not tarnish their faith with falsehood who are guaranteed security and are rightly guided. So as a human being, we should always rely on Allah and His Messenger in order to be in a right path and always guided by Him. That's all from our group. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.